Jungle cacti. Two words that we don't often put together when it comes to houseplants, but this guy right here, Rhipsalis, is a jungle cactus. It's native to Central and Southern America. It has these really cool tendrils that can grow up to 20 feet in the wild, and there are over 35 species of this around the world. So, how do we actually care for it? That's what we're learning about in today's video. Lighting. Rhipsalis is native again to Central and South America. It grows in the understory of jungles. It's an epiphytic plant. It does not really need a whole lot of soil to thrive. That is a good clue as to how to care for it. That means that it's not gonna want a ton of direct light. I don't wanna put it in a south-facing window just right up against the window, because then it'll get direct sunlight during the middle part of the day, which it really doesn't prefer. It can handle early morning, evening direct sun, but I would highly recommend placing it, let's say if it was in this room, I would probably end up placing it somewhere about here. It's never going to get direct sun from my east-facing window, but it's gonna be provided enough to thrive. Now I will say Rhipsalis is a plant that can handle neglect. You could put it in low light for a while and it'd be okay, but every now and then what I'd rather do is kind of throw it under some grow lights, give it a bit of a recharge, allow all these nice tendrils to photosynthesize and really get a lot of energy, and then maybe move it back to my lower light area if you really don't have a good spot to put it. Okay, let's talk soil. A thing that a lot of people will make the mistake of is anytime they hear the word cactus, they immediately think cactus mix. Remember, this is a jungle cactus. It's an epiphyte. It does not require a whole lot of soil. So you kind of want to think very similar to an orchid style mix. This is a specialized Rhipsalis soil mix that comes from the same place I got the plant from, Josh's Frogs, which I really love. But this one basically has potting soil. You need some organic matter. It has grow stones, which are a hybrid glass type of pumice. It's a recycled product made from glass, and then orchid bark and a little bit of coconut coir. So if you wanted to mix your own, that's what you would do. But you can see the texture of this is very, very loose. It doesn't want to sit in water, and that's why either making your own mix or buying a pre-made mix is a good call for Rhipsalis. As we do some Rhipsalis repotting here, there's a couple other things to talk about when it comes to the care of this plant. First of all, you'll notice I am using a Rhipsalis mix, so you've got these larger pieces, which helps for drainage, but I'm also using a terracotta pot. Now, I like terracotta for many reasons, not just for Rhipsalis, but specifically for something like Rhipsalis, it's nice because of how infrequently they like to be watered and how sensitive they are to being overwatered. That's where terracotta, for me, really kind of wins the battle, because terracotta, unlike many pots, will evaporate out of the sides as well. It's a porous material. So we just gently placed it right in there, and we are going to make sure that we kind of cover it all up. Now this is a vigorous grower. Like I said, in the wild, 20 feet long these tendrils can get to. Of course, that's going to be constrained by the size of your pot, so I wouldn't stress out too much that you're going to have some crazy Rhipsalis. Then again, who knows? You very well might. Now, when it comes to watering, like I said, once a week is a good rule of thumb, but the better rule of thumb is, number one, to watch my container watering guide, which I have up in the upper right-hand corner, but number two is to make sure that the soil is completely dry. This is, again, it is a jungle cacti, so it wants somewhat moist soil. It doesn't need to be bone dry when you water it in, but it's not gonna wanna sit in standing water at all. So as we pot it up, first of all, it's nice to water in just because we are going to be removing some of those air pockets, helping it settle a little bit. Second of all, I need to hydrate all that extra soil that I've got. So I've just got it nicely potted up, and we're in a really good spot now for our Rhipsalis. Now that our Rhipsalis is potted up, let's talk about just a few more things as far as repotting, fertilizing, and some problems you might run into. First of all, repotting, you'll notice I did a pretty big size up here. That's okay. This is going to be the pot it's in for years to come, 12, 18, 24 months till I need to repot again. I'm guessing probably more on the 24 side for this plant because I did pot it up so much. Now, when it comes to watering, you'll notice another little sign. When you see these tendrils start to kind of pucker up and look like a wrinkly finger that's been in the hot tub too long, that's a really good sign that it needs water. So if you're looking for that clear visual sign, that's the one to look for. Finally, you'll notice I didn't fertilize here. That's because this has potting soil in it, which has organic matter, so I don't need to fertilize too much. If you have an existing Rhipsalis and you want to fertilize, spring through fall is the time to do it. Once a month with a 50% diluted cactus fertilizer is the way to go. And then finally, what about a couple different problems that you might run into? The most notable problem will be if the tendrils are falling off. That's usually from too little light or overwatering, because overwatering can of course create root rot, but provided you have that right soil, you're probably not going to run into that. So it could be the fact that it's just not getting enough light. So you may want to locate it in a better area. And then I might also suggest that you rotate the pot from time to time and kind of train the tendrils to grow in the way that you want. So I've got 3 main ones coming out here. I may decide to kind of organize them in a way that spreads them out nice and even, or maybe if I want to focus them in a certain area, then I can go ahead and do that. That's Rhipsalis, everyone, a jungle cactus. Highly recommend you check it out. I got mine from Josh's Frogs, like I mentioned. Link will be in the description below, as well as a pinned comment with a little discount code for you guys. But until next time, explore the world of jungle cacti, good luck in the garden, and keep on growing.